Hello, Internet. So I tried twice to make a video, and it went really badly because apparently I don't know how to stop talking, and the videos ended up being so long that no one wanted to upload them because they were too long for all the upload services. So, at some point in your life, you may see the evidence of my past indiscretions, but right now, I'm just going to run down a real quick list of what I talked about. I talked about shapeshifters. I hate them so much. I don't understand the level of my hatred for shapeshifters. Okay, as a person who is... I hate them! They're bad and they need to stop, okay? I'm gonna sulk about this, okay? I don't like shapeshifters. I think they should leave. Anyway, I worry that at some point somebody that I know and love is going to get replaced by a shapeshifter or a robot or identical clone, or their doppelganger is just gonna trot into town and be like, la la la. I mean, in German folklore, doppelgangers are like, they make bad stuff happen, and so that might be different, I don't know. But, like, I'm worried that they're gonna show up and I'm gonna not be able to figure out what's going on until too late, and then my friend or loved one is gonna be like, why didn't you come rescue me when I was kidnapped? And I'll be like, well, I didn't know you were missing. And they'll be like, you couldn't tell the difference between me and a robot? I was in this dark hole and I didn't have anything to eat and I almost died, and I thought, oh, I know they'll figure it out eventually. Joe will come and rescue me because she loves me, and then she totally didn't because she was having fun with a shapeshifter at the roller rink. And I'll be like, but I didn't know it wasn't you. And they're like, they didn't even know my middle name. And they slept in the bed wrong, and they bought weird food, and they didn't like Casablanca, and they were, and it could happen. I mean, I don't think they're shapeshifters, but I don't want to rule it out, because what if it happens and I'm too busy going, shapeshifters don't exist, to actually, make the shapeshifter shenanigans stop happening. I mean, it's a weird universe. Weird crap happens all the time. I mean, once upon a time, people thought that maggots spontaneously generated from meat. I mean, we disprove stuff all the time or find out new stuff. I mean, if you told... Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's see, I talked about shapeshifters, how much I hate them, went through that, blah, blah, blah. I talked about... No, Jessica, I'm not gonna talk about salamanders. Oh my gosh, shut up. But I did talk about how much I love Jessica and Michelle and Emma. Jessica and Emma asked me to talk about them. Michelle, you're off the hook because Jessica asked me to talk about you. But no, I really love you guys, and you make my life a brighter and more exciting place. And friends, how come I have them? Where do they come from? Are they gonna eat me? Like, is this anyway? No, I don't think you guys are gonna eat me. I really hope that you're not shapeshifters, because that would make me very sad. Please don't be shapeshifters. Shapeshifters, stay away from my friends, or I will find you and beat you to death with whatever is nearby at the time. And I think I talked about the Elizabeth Diaries, and I'm not going to talk about that because it was really long, and it had a lot to do with my feelings about Lizzie as an abrasive character who I relate to a lot. Like, I really, really love Lizzie, and because she's so messy and in a way that I don't see a lot of characters, especially female characters, being written, and it means a lot to me, and I have over-relational feelings, so I can't really talk about it because I might be reading too much of myself into it. Same goes for other characters that I have a lot of feelings about and can't talk about, because too many of those feelings are like, I feel like this, and I think they feel like this too, and what if the internet is like, you are wrong? There's a completely fallacious interpretation of that character's actions. No, this is irregular writing. This is not the character being deliberately inconsistent. I'm just like, but I think we understand each other at a very specific level, and I feel things understand this character and you don't, and I can't talk about anything. Okay. I was also going to talk about something. Trying to summarize everything I did in my very, very long videos that I can't post because they're too darn long. I'm wearing plaid pants right now. And I think at some point I tried to interview my desk. I was like, hey desk, what's in here? And the desk was like, I don't know. Like, seriously. I don't even know where all the stuff in my desk came from. I think some of it may have been spontaneously generated. And I know that spontaneous generation was proven to not be a thing, like, way back in the day, like, at the beginning of medical science. But otherwise, if spontaneous generation is not a thing, then how did some of this stuff even get in my desk? Like, there's money, there are pointy things, there's a bottle opener, there's a harmonica, broken candles, letters, whatever this is. Anyway. Oh, a needle and thread. Oh yeah, and bubbles. There are bubbles in my desk. That's awesome. Somewhere in my room are vertebrae, but I don't think they're in my desk. I actually don't know where they are at the moment, which is kind of a problem. You should probably know where the vertebrae are. Oh, and that was the other thing. I closed out my last video by telling you all exciting facts about vampires from my trusty vampire book and also from my memory, and I talk about demons too. Oops. And medieval demonology, which is super weird, and exciting. But, I closed out by, telling you vampire facts, because that's kind of how I break the ice, in general. That's a really bad way to break the ice. Usually it doesn't really work. Usually it makes people leave. But because it's a repository of facts that is in my head, I'm just like, hey guys! Like, this is... I did this when I went out drinking with coworkers. I was like, hey guys, let me tell you this thing about vampires. And just like, guys! Did you know that cats and vampires are like, some lore is like, cats and vampires don't get along because vampires and animals tend to not get along that well. But other lore is like, vampires and cats actually get along really well because their minds work in the same way. And that is actually totally plausible to me, that cats and vampires would be very similar. But one of the things I read is that there's a Hungarian lore about a vampire-like creature, and you can make them not come into your room by leaving garters on your door. And also, seeds! I love seeds. Vampires and seeds. Vampires and their obsessive-compulsive seed-counting problems. And apparently, in some lore, vampires can only count... Sometimes, vampires can only count one seed per year, which I don't know how it can take you an entire year to count a seed, but I guess vampires are just special that way. Like, seeds have some kind of power over them. I don't know. Maybe they like analyze it for a year and then they go on to the next seed. And in this case, vampires should not be hard to escape from. But then I guess if you can lose a vampire by running backwards up a hill while carrying a candle and a turtle, I don't know why people are so afraid of vampires. They're kind of they have issues, like, anyway, that was me, and talking, and it turned out better than some me and talking has done tonight, so, yeah, I guess I'll just stop talking now. But I feel like I should close with something exciting to, give myself a little bit of... to make me look interesting and exciting and knowledgeable, and like I actually know what I'm doing instead of sitting in this chair conducting a video blog. Not even a video blog, just a video post on a blog. I could sing you a song, but I think I'd rather not. I guess I'll just go. Yeah. Hey, internet, you're pretty cool. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let shapeshifters be your friends. They're rude and they're jerks, and if you suspect someone is a shapeshifter, call me and I will come and like interview them, and I will do it for you because it won't be awkward if I'm asking your friend if they're actually them, whereas it might be awkward if your friend isn't a shapeshifter and you're like, hey, I have reason to believe that you're not you, and then your friend gets really, really upset and doesn't talk to you anymore. Anyway, yeah, also, if a vampire is chasing you, go backwards up a hill carrying a candle and a turtle. It'll be fine. You'll be fine.